Hey everybody, Brad Linder coming at you with another one tonight. This is going to be Modok. I'm going to share this over with the channel and the page real quick, and we're going to knock this out. So bear with me just a second. And we have channel and we have page. Yay. Okay, cool deal. So, hey Diego. I'm going to be knocking this one out in pencil tonight. I know some people will frown upon that, but that's what I'm going to go with as far as this one, because I want it to have a distinct look, and I had planned that from the get-go with this one. That's the reason I designed it very open and color dependent, so that I could color it up and make it look cool, even though it is Modok. In this card, I have some kids down here that are fans of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you can see the figures right there, I hope. And they're mistaking him for Krang. So I thought it would be a cool twist on it and a nice play. I know this one has a little bit more of a Jack Kirby style as far as the look of it. And I wanted it to have that distinct look within my style as on purpose, because it was a case study. That's why I did that. I wanted to see if I could do clean lines like a classic bullpen style artist of Marvel, and I wanted to see how far I could go with the clean lines being definitive and accenting the piece versus over cluttering it, which comics have gotten into a semi-realism ballpark where they've gone either too animated or too realistic. And I just wanted to give it a shot and see what it looked like in my style, to see if there was a variation in a happy medium for that at the time that I drew this. And I thought it would be a cool transition, and it worked. It worked. I like it. So that's when we have that kind of look going on. And it's very clean, very cartoony, very animated in look. And I wanted it that way on purpose. So I think we're going to get a decent look out of it. I'm going to cut this in here where I'm coloring in all the flesh tones nice and clean, really quick like, and making sure that I don't miss any fingers or anything like that in the process, because this is the hand for the Ninja Turtle. I was going to shadow it out, but I decided to flesh it out instead. And let's see, there's the other foot. There's another Ninja Turtle right there, another Ninja Turtle right there, one right there. So we're good with that. Cool deal. So that's the flesh tone. And I'm going to knock it out that way. Let's see. I'm going to go in with this dark turtle green first and knock it out so we can see those guys pop up. I know it's super dark, right? You said it was dark. Actually, I went a little bit lighter than that. That's okay. And I did that on purpose. So we're good there. We really are. So I just wanted to kind of cut these in a little and get that going on. We have a turtle beak there, a shell and a shoulder there. This one's going to be Donatello. And I don't know who that one's going to be yet. Probably Michelangelo, because that orange will contrast really, really well. So we'll see. But we have the turtle basis right there. Matter of fact, I think I will go with Michelangelo right here. Nice, hard, bright orange. Just to flesh that out and bring it up. So, ta-da, there you go, guys. And now I'm going to go in with this super dark purple here for Donatello, because he has his bow staff right there. And we definitely don't want to get him colored differently. And I'm going with the classic style where they color the belts and the gear as well. Make it purple. So there we go. Cool deal. Now I have a cool light brown here, which I'm going to go in for the nice show color and make these guys come out really clean, really simple, and make that a primitive clean brown primary color. So we have that going on. There's Michelangelo's shell as well. Now we've got those guys. Now I'm going to go in with this dark brown and knock out this quarterstaff here. So we have that. Knock out that bow. And there we have the Ninja Turtle. So now we've got these fans down here. And I'm going to go in and color Modok first before I do any more on the fans themselves, so we can have all that going on. And I did miss a piece right here on this dude's neck. It's going to be like awkward, but I know I left these rather generic, but I wanted to keep them as open as possible, like Kirby would do with his backgrounds when he would do the open filler characters. He used to do this a lot in his crime stuff. And what he would do is he would draw these almost silhouette style characters for the filler at the bottom, and then give you the focus to surround it. And that's the reason it goes circular across here, because it curves that way and it engulfs the focus, which is Modok, and his arch nemesis of the card, which is the Ninja Turtles. So we have that going on. And a lot of people would go in and leave this white and leave a highlight on here because this is supposed to be metal. But I'm going 60 style, so we won't have, you know, I'm going 60, 70 style, so we won't have that highlight on there as prominent because it's done in dual coloring instead, which I'm cool with. So, and I want to knock these dark base coats out quickly so that we can get into the double shade and start dual toning this and getting it colored up. So, because we still got a little bit to do with the oranges and yellows that go into his primary body armor and suit. And then we've got the lighter brown that goes across the top of his head. And we got to give these guys some hair too, so we got to get that going on. So we will happily knock that out. Getting this all toned up is pretty simple. I'm going to go in with this purple headband here because this piece is normally purple, and it highlights either red, yellow, or pink in most cases. I've seen it light up purple. I've seen it light up red once in a while, but I like to light it up with a pink to contrast the purple. And I'm not going to make it active. I'm going to make it dormant, so it's going to be a nice dark pink. So we have that going on. I'm going to get in here with the rest of this purple. We've about got him laid out here for the base color. So we're going to go that route. Cool deal. Yay! It's Modok. Yay! Sorry, I'm in one of those moods tonight, guys. Now we're going to go in with this brown I have over here. It's kind of a reddish kind of deal, so I wanted it to be a prominent brown that would match the top, which it's never really known. Some people draw it as hair. Kirby used to draw it as hair. Let's see, just about every other old school artist used to draw this as hair on top. Some people now draw it like it's a covering or a cap, but I still like to draw it like it's hair because of the fact that that's what I grew up with in the comics. So the 80s comics really were prominent with that. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to come in with this really cool yellow here. This is a nice bright canary yellow. In fact, I don't think I've ever used this yellow before on one of these cards that I can remember, because this thing is bright. It's almost fluorescent in style, and I don't really like using bright colors because they're hard to see on camera. But we are getting it done, and as I kick in the detailing later, it'll show up a lot better, a lot better, a lot better. But I'm keeping this very simple and clean with as bright colors as possible, and I'm not going to go layering at 20 different shades. Just a couple of pickup colors to make it look more of the orange that we're used to, but this is primarily for highlight surfacing, so that's why I'm using it as a base coat. But it is definitely bright, 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 bright. So there we go. There's that. Now I'm going to go in with this really cool orange type of yellow and overcoat this just a bit to warm it up, to show some more color. And I'm not going to saturate it because I don't, one, I've got two more colors going down, and two, I don't want it so heavy that it doesn't show the lighter yellow on top in those highlight peaks. Because once this other color comes down, this other orange that I have, which is a little bit warmer than this one, it'll eat up a lot of that yellow. And I want it to stick out like it's supposed to. Like I said, I'm just going in general in the mass of each section here and kind of coloring that up and warming it up just a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. And now I'll go in with this warm orange yellow switch up, which I've got here, which I use a lot. I'm going to kind of bronze this a little to warm it up even more. And this gives it that kind of metallic look. With the 3 shades of orange and or yellow in there, whatever you want to call it, it's going to warm it up, and it's going to make it look transitional, like it's got a polished surface like metal. And that's what we want to have happen here so that we can get those things going on. Now I'm going to make this a little darker under his legs here, give a false shadow. Got that going on like that. It's very easy to play on these colors like this, and a lot of people don't, which I don't know why they don't use more variations in medium, especially in comics, because it's very forgiving and it's very fun. I like mixing it up because then you don't have to worry about all that crap. Crap being a technical term. So now I'm going to go in here, and you got to break this up because these are supposed to be segments. You got to take the time and do this right, okay? If you're going to color this kind of stuff up, make sure you break it down and break it up into segments like this and move it forward that way, okay? Because a lot of times you'll see people that will just color all one color and it'll mute it, and then it won't have any depth to it and it won't have any power. And you give dimension to stuff, making it three-dimensional by giving it shape and giving it light controlled position, okay? Because so many people come in and they say, well, you know, I like my art to look this way or that way, and you know, I want it to look polished and animated, but I don't want to do all that layering and stuff. Well, if you're not going to be willing to do the layering, and you're not willing to do it in the first place, then why bother? You know what I mean? I mean, why do the craft if you're not going to do it right? And I see so many people flaking off on that in every aspect of life, not just comics, but in, you know, all forms of art and medium and all that stuff. And it's just, it's a bummer, man. You know, diversify, shape stuff up, show some, you know, show some moxie a little bit, and get some stuff done. Okay, gonna come in right here down low on this one because I want that shadow to be on this side. So excuse my throat. I want this to be dark on this back side and give just a little bit rim of give a little bit of a rim of light right there. And that's when we go through the middle and work our way out to the edge so that we can leave that little trim of light, and it gives it that false white without being white. So it gives it that false light. Even though it's colored in with the purple, the lighter purple, it's still looking thinner in places because I'm darkening it up with the other purple coming along. So that's why it gives a form of a highlight to it when even though it's purple. So there you go. Now I'm going to go back in with a super warm final orange here in the shadowed spots. I'm going to darken that up. I want that to look true orange for some of this stuff, like these layers and things down here, you know, like this, and the bottom. Now the reason I'm going on the outer edge of these is to give it that warmer spot without really scratching into all of it. I just kind of want to outline that and give it that false edge. So go up underneath this arm here, behind it a little bit, go up into this edge, and just by kind of catching the edge like that, not all the way to it, because like I said, you want to leave that false highlight on the outer edge, but if you catch those would-be edges of the curvature of the metal or plastic or whichever surface you're trying to get, it automatically gives a simulated look of that kind of shading or coloring or edge that you want. And I really love doing that because it makes it pop out. See, like that. I really like the look of that. Now I'm going to go back in with this brown, and I'm going to color this kid's hair here. And then I'll have to go back and catch that piece for Modok. I missed that under ledge right there for his armchair and his armor. Because this is actually two pieces. This is the floating rocket seat that he sits in, and this is his little body right here where that little line is. That's actually his butt right there. He's sitting in a little chair. So he is literally a head with a tiny little body and arms. And I'm going to cut into these little grooves here. I'm going to leave this kid's hairs. I'm going to leave it one color. I like it that way. I'm going to leave it one color. And we're going to move on. And I'll make this kid a sandy blonde with this sandy brown color. It's kind of a gold or a bronze type of color, and I like to use it for stuff like this because it really makes it pop, breaks stuff up. Now I will go with a bright red shirt for this kid. Kind of border this off a little bit so I don't go crazy with it. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. And it's okay that I'm going over the line there. I'm not going to get in trouble. I like to do that when it's one solid color, because then I kind of cross over and make that edge and pull it up. Not a biggie. Okay. Now I'll come in. I don't want to go Ninja Turtle green again. I think I'll go, I don't know. Let me grab a blue. Put some blue in there. That'll work. Hey, Jim. How's it going, man? Let's see. I'm going to go up underneath here because the shirt's going to go around to where he would be holding. And there we go. Cool deal. Now I'm going to go back and finish up this last piece. Very cool right there. Boom. Now I'm going to go straight to that dark orange because I want this to be a shadow piece. So I'm going to go straight under the dark orange here. Boom. Done deal. And just to kind of shake things up a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of this sandy brown on there to make it look a little shadowed without graying it all out and washing it there. And he has this kind of funky energy that comes out of stuff, and it's weird. I'm going to go pink with this one. And I'm going to add in a little red like that. And then just to break things up, I'm going to add in a little purple to make it look like the dark pink energy that would come out of that stone and whatnot from him. So I don't want it to turn muddy brown, though. That would be gross and look weird. So we're not going to go there. Grab this pink again because this is going to run underneath. So we're going to run it right down here. And run some purple down across that and run a little bit of that red through there to brighten it back up. That way that energy looks like it's going down that way. Okay. Now we've got that going on. Now that we've got it all brightened up here, I'm going to take on, what do I want to use today? I think I'm going to use a nice green and tone this out and be done with it. So right now I'm going to paint this background a bright green. Well, actually a forest green because I grabbed the dark one, but that's okay. I should have grabbed the lighter one, but that's all right. So got a fine point work here. Nice. Through those little divides I left. And if you ever get in trouble with that, just go ahead and mark through it or leave it alone and grab your black and just black those together and no one will even notice. I do that all the time to cover little stuff like that to keep it from going crazy. Because otherwise you're sitting there spot coloring every little thing and risking the color running all over the place, and it gets nuts after a while. So you can just black that out, you know. I mean, if you're going to color the whole thing in, no one's going to see it anyway, so it's not going to matter. But there are occasions where you have to do that because it's just so close you can't get a color brush through there, even one as fine as this one. So you got to do what you got to do, you know. But it is what it is, so and we'll see how crafty I am with it and if I get it or not. I'm pretty sure I will, but you never know. So, okay. Now, I'm going to go real close to these knuckles here and brush this out a little before we move on and finish this up. Kind of adding in that line there so I don't wash it out, you know what I mean? I want to finish this thing without jacking the card up. So close, don't ruin it now. That would be a bummer. That would be a bummer. Okay. Now I've got this going on. I'm going to block this so I can use this brush tip and pull this back here and make this happen. There we go. Cool deal. I'm just catching over the top where it's a little thin. I'm going to come in from this side very gently. So, boom. All right. Cool and deal. Okay. And there's a tiny little spot back there. If you wonder why I'm not talking right now, I'm holding my breath as I do that because I did not want to mess it up. I know I got real quiet there for a second. That's why I was just holding my breath as I ran around those corners so I didn't mess that up. Okay. Now we can finish this bad boy off. And we have Modok. Let's see here. 3, 2, and 1. We have Modok. Okay, that's another one in the books, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me on this wonderful Sunday evening. I hope you're having a great weekend and a great start to your new week. So, as always, we have this rock for a limited amount of time. It is a great party, but we got to do our part. Make it better for the next generation. Talk to you tomorrow.